Carries this too low. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to the gALPHA pitch competition. My name is Mason Cook. I'm the director for gALPHA and gBeta here in Lloyd.
Oh yeah, Mason!
We should be live streaming this to Facebook, so all of these people apparently think I'm like a legend, and I appreciate your applause. When we started gALPHA, this cohort, at the beginning of August, we kind of realized like this is probably the first time many people have been in person again, and we made a disclaimer like, appreciate everybody's grace. We don't know how to shake hands anymore. We forgot how to bring business cards. There's a lot of things we forgot, and I hope that we kind of figured it out together. I'm still not sure what to do with my hands every time I go in public, but we're figuring it out. So appreciate everybody's grace as we've been going through gALPHA. So again, my name's Mason. I'll skip that because I already did. gALPHA is a program from Generator. Generator's mission is to be the best partner for a community to invest in its best and its brightest. And here in Beloit, we thought through that. How do we invest in our best and our brightest? We've run gBeta, which is a program for more established, scalable, high-growth, high-impact startups. But we realized, Beloit's not the epicenter for this by any means, at least not yet, if all things go to plan. But we're not Silicon Valley. There's a lot of things Beloit isn't, but there's a lot of things that Beloit is. There's a lot of things that we are in the state line area. And so we went to the drawing board and thought, how can we activate the capital, the human capital, and the talent in our backyards? And how can we bring that mindset to this area? And so through gALPHA, we decided to run 2 programs this year. One in the spring, one in the summer, all leading up to gBeta this fall. And so far, we've created 19 startups from scratch, which is just mind-blowing. We worked with right around 50 people who've wanted to be entrepreneurs, or 50 entrepreneurs in this community, and we're really excited about that lasting impact that this is going to bring to Beloit. But notably, gALPHA is a 4-week venture creation workshop where we try to create startups from scratch. We do that by bringing in hustlers, hackers, and hipsters. Specifically, hackers, and I'm not supposed to cuss because we're on Facebook Live, so when I say stuff, know that I'm saying something else. So hackers build really cool stuff, right? Hustlers sell that cool stuff, and hipsters design really cool stuff. And what we've seen through Generator is that these complementary skills are kind of the fabric of a winning team. It's not that every team needs to have these skills, but what we've seen is teams that have these complementary people in place go further. So we decided, let's find these cool people. Let's find hackers, let's find hustlers, let's find hipsters in the area. Facebook Live, 1 second. Oh, wow. Turns out it was our good friend Carrie, so you'll hear from her later. So we figured out, like, how do we bring in hackers, hustlers, and hipsters and see what sort of cool stuff they can build? And we're really excited to showcase those people and those ideas to you today. Then, after we kind of formed teams around these types of people, we started working with them one-on-one through team meetings, through group meetings, through workshops, and what we call a mentor mix, where we bring in mentors from around the community to hear each startup, hear what they're working on, and provide some feedback. So we're really excited about what we're able to do in just 4 weeks. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to some of our team members, and I'd like to specifically call out Alex Iserians, kind of this good-looking guy right there, but he runs our accelerator studio in Beloit. He's my right-hand man in a lot of things Generator here, and what we're really excited about is working with startups from scratch to scale. So he's been instrumental in making that happen. Additionally, you see some other names and faces on here. These are people from the Generator team who participate in mentor mixes, participate throughout the program. I hope they look familiar to you, but we really are thankful for all that they did in bringing this program together. Lastly, I'd like to thank our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors, IronTech and Henry's Commercial Property, who make this totally free for our startups and to the community. We couldn't do this without them. And we couldn't find better partners for people who are committed to developing, investing, and supporting their community's best and their brightest. With that, I'd actually like to bring up Kara Swarth from IronTech, the community manager at IronTech, to say a few words.
Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you so much to Mason for putting on this great event. It has been an absolute joy to meet with the majority of you guys in person here at IronTech for the last 4 weeks. Doing this virtual was not easy for Mason, and having people not be in our space at IronTech was really hard as well. So we were super excited that we were able to be in person. And to echo a little bit of what Mason said, we aren't Silicon Valley. However, we are a great space to build businesses. We have technology here in Beloit. We have startup companies here in Beloit, and they're thriving. So that's what we're trying to capitalize on here. So I really appreciate all of you guys taking a risk these last 4 weeks and really putting your trust in IronTech and Mason to really build something great for Beloit and the community of Beloit. So thank you guys so much. Also, if you guys have not been in our space before and you'd like a tour, let me know. I'll be here throughout the program. And also, gALPHA participants, we want you to still work here. So once this is over, I don't want this to be the last time you see your face. So come meet with me and we'll get you guys set up with a membership so you can continue growing your business here. Thank you.
And next up, I'd like to introduce everybody to our lovely judges. Not sure if you guys want to use the mic or not, but I'd love to kick it over to you guys to share a few things about who you are and all that. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Tom Byer. I'm the Vice President of Membership Business at Geronimo Hospitality and Hendricks Commercial Properties. I'm going on 4 months there. Prior to that, I spent 25 years in the hospitality business, managing hotels, restaurants, marinas, golf courses, and spas. And I'm really excited today to hear all about your business.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Usher. I am a gData Managing Director at Generator, and I'm really excited to learn more about the gALPHA companies that are presenting today. I have been in Mason's shoes as a director in the past, and now work with several of our directors across markets, learning more about companies at all different stages. So thank you for having me today.
Hello everyone, my name is MJ Anderson, and as the slide says, I'm the Chief Experience Officer at a company based here in Beloit, which I do consider the closest thing to Silicon Valley as a software startup. My company kind of checks a couple boxes. So when Mason handed the mic to Todd, I was really glad that he didn't say, okay, tell everybody what your superpower is. My company actually went through the Alpha or the gBeta program, and then ultimately we went on and went through the Generator program. So we're huge fans of the process and really excited to see what you guys all have to say here.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right. So you didn't come here to hear me talk. You came here for a pitch competition. We're really excited to both showcase the communities that the companies we've been building during this pitch competition, as well as we're excited to give away some bread, right? Like, what's at stake here? There's a $1,000 first place prize for the winning team, $500 and $250 for the second and third place team. So there's something at stake. That said, what are the judges? What are they ultimately grading you on? What's their criteria? So what the judges are judging you on is we've given them $1 million of monopoly money. And they get to decide how are they going to invest that monopoly money into the companies. They have to invest in at least 3, right? We have to have a first, we have to have a second, we have to have a third place winner. But they're ultimately deciding how am I going to invest in these companies. So that's what they're looking at. There's no sexy rubric, there's nothing crazy. It's just simply put, what's your argument that they should invest in you? I'm so excited to hear you guys present. You're well prepared. It's going to be awesome. But that's what they're looking for. So in terms of who's presenting, we have 10 awesome companies that are going to be pitching today. You can see them on the screen, and they'll be in that order. So starting at BYU and ending at CareStone. So there's 10 teams. The general format will be each team has 3 minutes to pitch, followed by 2 minutes of Q&A, which Q&A is between the companies and the judges. So it's not open to everyone, just the few people here. So that said, a few things to note, which if you're on Facebook Live, thank you for joining us, but this might not make sense to you, and I'm sorry. There are 2 X's on the ground. These are like the best places to stand so that you're not in the way of the screen. So you can stand here or here. Additionally, there's a little blue piece of tape here. This is where you're like kind of out of the screen. So if you're on Facebook, I probably just vanished. Sorry, now I'm back. So that's over there and over here. The last thing, I'm not an expert on microphones, so sorry if I'm like terrible at being an example of this, but I think Steve told me it works best if you hold the mic at your mouth, right? Yeah. Keep it as close as you can, but at your mouth. So like, if you hold it up that way, you see how it's not picking up my voice? But if you hold it this way, it picks it up. All right, I'm not gonna go into too much depth there. Then the last thing to mention, we have rolling chairs. If anybody's like feeling weird or they don't want to be too close to somebody, just roll away. It's gonna be all right. Let's see. All right. So with that, I'd like to bring up the first presenter, which is Jay from BYU. So let's give him a big round of applause.
Great to be the first person. So my name is Jay Bryant. I'm one of the founders of Be Well. Our mission is to help teachers build mental health skills that are essential in times of uncertainty. In short, we're developing a professional development program that will be delivered in person and through a technology platform. So remember the safety demo on planes, to put on your oxygen mask first and then your children? We see the same thing with teachers. They need the oxygen first to improve their mental health before they can effectively work with students. I've been working in classrooms since 1995. The conditions that teachers face right now are unimaginable. Imagine your employees having a 40% failure rate. That's what teachers are facing today. They need a lot of help. They're not thriving in this environment. So I put the band back together. We put together leaders in education. Our team is uniquely positioned to mobilize the best knowledge, talent, tools, and channels available to design a program. We have spent our lives building products and organizations, doing interventions in systems, and being catalysts for change. Some of the companies we've worked for have included Viacom, Weight Watchers, Apple, the State of Washington, Public Instruction, Bloomberg, Johnson & Johnson, Educational Testing Service, and Winnebago County Schools. So simply, our product is a solution to help teachers learn their coping skills, boost their resilience, build empathy in their classrooms through an integrated and easy to fit in their life self-assessment and development program. We're a modern platform that provides the best technology expert guidance, in-person professional development, and also virtual development. We'll be delivering this through both really integrated curriculum and through Google Classroom into it. So we're in the process of developing this work. So what's the revenue opportunity? The offering will be priced at $200 per teacher on annual license. Sale of the service to a district with 1,500 teachers, for example, Rockford Public Schools, would net $3 million in revenue. So what's the opportunity? There's over 3.7 million teachers in the U.S. $18 billion is being spent on professional development every year. What's really spiked this is with the COVID relief package. There's $7 billion being earmarked into Illinois public schools right now. You break that down, and the Rockford School District is getting an additional $200 million. So there's a lot of potential for growth. Why does this matter to us? It's close to our hearts. We're passionate about education. We owe the success of our life to our teachers. So our ask is we need introductions to teachers. My contact information is jbryant@mintcollective.net. Thank you for your time, and you folks have any questions? Yes.
Thanks for the presentation, Jay. My question is, for teachers who have a full slate of professional development and other requirements that they need to hit every year, how do you balance that, or how do you propose that to the teachers who feel overwhelmed with what they have already?
We realize time for teachers is critical. Where we're looking at to sell this into is the Human Resources Department within school districts. So it becomes part of the existing professional development program. We'll work to have all of our coursework certified so they get professional credit for it.
Yeah, so my question was about the courseware. So what state is that in right now, the curriculum? Where's that at?
We basically have outlined it. We're putting together an advisory board. But to be honest, we want to have something to market to be able to start selling in the schools in January. So we're in the process of ramping that up. We've got an outline. I mean, I've got 10 pages in my briefcase where I've outlined of what we've done. One of my partners was the executive of Weight Watchers and has a 10-year history of developing behavioral programs. So we have the right people to put it together.
Do teachers have like a budget, an annual budget that they can allocate towards this sort of thing, or is this decision made at the district level?
This is typically, we're wanting to sell this at a district level as opposed to making a discretionary sale into a teacher initially. I mean, we plan to expand once we get the teacher aspect of this done. We then expand it into students and then parent support. But initially, when we looked at the market, we felt the best way to get in the school district is through the teachers and through basically the HR department, because it would limit the amount of decision makers.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Jay. So up next we have the wonderful gentleman at Dot Clock. So come on up and I'll get your presentation put together. And let's see, who's on deck?
Me.
Yeah, all right, gentlemen, you're on deck. If you wouldn't mind, just going and standing by like the Iron Tech door over there. That would be terrific. All right, I will pass over here. I'll pull up your presentation.
Hello all, thank you for being here. My name is Mark Loshing, alongside my co-founder Joshua Perry. We've created the company Dot Clock, an automated platform to digitalize and simplify the setting of freight delivery appointments to the dock doors of big box retailers. I started my early career in freight brokerage and logistics. Then I realized that everything in the world of logistics and supply chain is becoming automated, except for this extremely antiquated process of setting delivery appointments, being handled by massive call centers, taking calls all day long to set these delivery appointments at dock doors of these large big box chains. And that's a slow and hard task that is required before any truck can be booked to a carrier. So thus the idea of Dot Clock, a simple way for trucks to schedule their time and select the dock door so they can quickly be scheduled to unload and deliver their goods. To capture this massive market of big box chains, we're initially targeting hopefully 1,000 stores under our management, be it getting 20 customers with 50 stores, or perhaps one big customer with 1,000 stores. charging $1,000 a month, that brings a market value of $12 million. And long term, we ultimately hope to get 100 customers with 1,000 stores each at that $1,000 a month per store point. Gives us a market value of $1.2 billion. Importantly, the savings is a big factor for these stores, as we'll be saving them a lot of labor on people that are taking these phone calls, simplifying it, so we think we can save them $100,000 per year against that $12,000 cost. And the cost per appointment will be between 10 cents and $4 to $5, depending on if you're Walmart or a smaller store. So this summer we have completed our minimum viable product, and our platform is ready to be demonstrated and tested by potential customers. We've had really good meetings with many big box stores, but particularly Lane's Farm and Fleet has shown interest in being our first customer. And we've also had positive response from Home Depot, Menards, and Target. All of whom said that a tool like this could save them massive labor cost, but also will bring speed and visibility to their supply chains. So Joshua, over in the corner in the hat, is a software programmer as well as a retail systems consultant, and myself, a business, logistics, and sales expert. We have the unique backgrounds and knowledge required to found this business. So you can see some snippets of what our platform and our website looks like. The dot clock is really what freight technology is needing. Freight tech is all about increasing speed and visibility in the supply chain, bringing automation, information sharing, and process improvement, and that's what we're trying to do. We hope you'd like to help us speed supply chains, and we're looking for resources, people, money, and just help overall in our business. So thank you so much, and I'll take questions.
Thank you for that. Do you have a sense yet of how long the sales cycle is from start to finish with these different companies?
So she asked about sales cycle. Basically, we're working inside our platform to make it very EDI capable, so that it can integrate well with their existing softwares. We've had some response about when their buying cycles happen and fitting in with when they spend and budgetary guidelines like that. But as to how long the sales cycle will be, I'd say 3 to 6 months probably to get a sale and implement it, roughly.
One more question.
Okay, yeah, real quick. So is this an app-based product?
Yes.
And the driver does all this interaction?
So yeah, it'll have kind of 2 to 3 phases to it. There's obviously the customer-facing side, the front end. The back end would be with the logistics companies, or if it's a mom-and-pop trucking company, accessing it online. And so yeah, drivers, logistic company, and then the front end, the customer-facing side. So it's a web-based platform with multiple faces.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Next we have Jalen with Inventor, followed by Kathy with Instant Go. Kathy, if you could make your way over here for the on deck, that'd be great. And Jalen, I'll get your pitch put together.
Got it. Cool. So, man, these guys are a tough crowd. They wouldn't accept bribery. Man. I mean, I got something else to rely on talent. I try to raise down my button a little bit. They told me to button it back up. So I'm gotta get it right now.
Pointed at Mason. At Mason.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna press it. Can we get going? Okay. Let me try to press it one more time. I'm good?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. gALPHA is tomorrow, and there is a local celebrity coming to town, Jalen Potter. Oh man, we have over 200 overly attractive women signed up now, and we don't even have food. What am I gonna do? Oh, I forgot about events where any food truck can get booked in just under 10 minutes or less. With our streamlined process helping event hosts discover trucks in their area, we've already coordinated over 80 events and generated over $10,000 in revenue. This comes from the fact that we help event hosts figure out how to get all their guests some yummy in their tummy with some local food vendors. Here's the big problem in the food truck industry, that food truck leaders are busy people and they don't like to pick up their phone. Here's the problem with the event host industry, that event hosts are typically busy people and they don't like to pick up the phone. As a result, there is not communication between both sides on a typical basis, and it leaves many events unbooked. And here's a big problem that many event hosts face when they make their first phone call. It goes a little bit like this. Hey, can I see your menu? It's on the side of our truck. Have you guys done this before? We typically serve that at the river market. And there's not too many clear ways to get a food truck to your event. Imagine this. If you're planning out your wedding, the last thing that you want to do is go through a rigid event process. And here's an even bigger problem. There are literally hundreds of events that happen across the world. And what do they all have in common? They pretty much suck unless you have food. I mean, think about it. When was the last time that you starved yourself in public and enjoyed it? We believe here at Eventsort that any event should be able to be booked simply. And so we made it simple. The first thing that we do is we allow food trucks to come onto our platform and make a profile. We allow people to look at their profile and find a menu that tickles their fancy. And lastly, we allow the event host to book a food truck through one simple form. This is easy, folks. What we do is we charge food trucks $100 to attend the event along with the event host, and we go through the coordination process allowing them to create menus. For a high-end event, we charge between $100 to $300 for overly complex booking processes that require at least 30 minutes of phone calls. Currently, our market size is 350 million. This includes over 70,000 food vendors in the United States. But wait, there's more. We're hoping to expand our market to 1.9 billion by incorporating musicians, event rental companies, and more. With our streamlined process, we operate over 13 events, average on a month-to-month basis, generating over $1,200 in revenue. Here are just a couple of our customers listed below. I think you guys may be familiar with a couple of them. My name is Jalen Ponder, and I had a way better skincare routine in that picture. But what I do is I create a lot of the bookings for our platform. I started booking food trucks when I was 13, and with our new developer, Nathan, helping us automate these booking processes, we get faster iterations. With our faster iterations in our food truck booking platform, we hope to see that any event can be booked in just 10 minutes or less. Doing this will allow us to service not only the state line area, but the nation on a general basis. In conclusion, life is a party, and we at Eventsort are helping you live it like one. I'll take some questions.
How much you looking to raise and what are you going to do with the money?
I got them covered. So what we're planning to do right now is we're looking to raise at least $25K in the long run. We've already raised a couple of thousands of dollars to put towards developing our site. Our first iteration that we want to get to is $25K, where we're going to build out the web, iOS, and Android development. The second round we want to raise $500K to expand to different musicians, production companies, and get our foot in the door with a lot more of these vendors. As we saw the process with the food truck industry, opening these doors can be a little bit time consuming, and by providing the professional team to do it, then we can quicken this process.
What's your path to scaling outside of Wisconsin?
So our path to scaling outside of Wisconsin can be, it's similar to how EventFest, Eventbrite, and the Roaming Hunger all scaled. What they did was they created a two-sided marketplace, but they focused on generating one side the fastest. And one of the ways that we plan to do this is with our event page. The problem that we see with a lot of the food vendors in the industry is that they don't have digital menus, and that prevents them from getting booked. What we're doing is we're creating an automated way for these food trucks to create their menus, and by doing that, then it incentivizes them to set up. And so now that we have one side of the market supply, we can very easily get the second.
And followed by that, we have Chris from the Hustler's Coffee, or Tamir, or whoever's presenting from the Hustler's Coffee. Maybe look over there.
Thank you, Mason. Okay, let's do clicker awareness first, shall we? Okay, good. I got it. I'm Kathy Larson, and I'm the founder of InstaVanGo. What we do is we make module kits that we can put into any minivan and turn into an adventure van. You all remember March 2020? Not a pleasant time. It was March 23rd that I canceled my airplane tickets to the West Coast to see my most favorite people. What I really, really wanted to go. There was only one way to go, and that was to get in a car. This one was a little out of my budget. A beautiful van, all built out. This one was just a little too casual, although I do remember days when that would have been acceptable. And this is what I ended up with. This is our minivan setup with my vintage baskets filled with everything that we needed to travel for 6 weeks, 7,000 miles, twice last year. So I had an idea when I came back. This was really brewing here, and I just said, maybe other people are in this boat too. And I posed this question on Facebook, and in 24 hours, I had almost 1,000 responses. People want to get in their van. I drilled down and I found some things that I could relate to. And number one was easy. Whatever we were going to do had to be easy. The next, it had to be affordable. And then the one that really got me going was the no build. Because the hammer and nails making Instagram ready doesn't mean it's most practical, affordable, or easy. So I worked with that, and I came up with this idea. What if other people want to take their minivan, even their everyday driver, place the kids in there to make it an adventure van, and then when I came back on Monday, take the kids out for their daily driver. That was what I arrived to the gALPHA with just a few short weeks ago, hello, and this wonderful team has helped me progress. Steve was our planner, yes, famous, one and only Eagle Scout, just like our friend Mason, and Scoutmaster. He figured out what we had to take with us, and Meg, our wonderful designer, showed us how we were going to do it. And this is what our result was, working with our mantra, simple, easy, and affordable. We didn't do anything without that. Our first rendition right here is our kit. Each one of those represent a module, and this is key. One person can create this, can put this into the van in 15 minutes, and one person can take it out. The separation of the modules allows you also to decide how much you're taking with you at any time. Really pleased within the last 3 weeks with a really small website. There's 24 people on our wait list, so we gotta get going. This is our phase 2. We've added some additional modules that will help people take longer trips, and again, taking it apart and putting it in place as your daily driver. My mission and the whole motivation about this was for myself, but what I've learned is that everyone should get out there, that we can make it simple, and they want them to just go now. My name is Kathy Larson. The company is InstaVanGo. Thank you very much.
What is your target demographic?
That's an interesting question because right now there's over 7 million posts on Instagram. So if we drill down to that finding the user, that's not even to mention the myriad of YouTube that are available followers and Facebook groups. So we're finding that across the board. The fact of the matter is anybody can do this in 15 minutes, so anybody will go to it. So I think the answer to that question is a broad reach on social media and to let the market decide.
What's the cost that you're planning to sell this for?
You notice that my travel trip was $3,500. Well, that was the cost of the van was $2,400. Yes, it was a 2004, 187,000 miles on it. And now proudly can say it's got 203,000. So we put some mileage on it. So we're looking at really working with within that $1,000, the starter, but working within that $1,000 range to again make it accessible. And then really pushing the point that if this is your daily driver or you just need one vehicle, go for the weekend, put it in, take it out, and unfortunately have to go back to work on Monday.
Are the kids car model specific? So like, I don't have a van, but I have an SUV that work.
So that's a great question. So right now we've designed it around vans. There's 4 vans on the market. This will, and I have stow-and-go seats, and that this will accommodate. The dimensions are 48 by 24. And we do have what we started with our prototype. Wave that baby, Steve. Look at that, fancy cardboard. But that's what's allowed us to size in every van. So thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you so much, Kathy. Next we have the gentleman with the Hustle of Coffee, followed by Kara with Renaissance Suitcase. All right, here you go, fellas. Here's this. And then we'll move slide.
Good? Okay. By show of hands, who in this room drinks coffee? As I expected. I want you to imagine something. Imagine a coffee that gets you up but never lets you down. We've carefully crafted the perfect coffee that gives you the kick you want from caffeine, but the euphoric feeling you get from Delta 8 cannabis. My name is Chris Anderson, and I'm the co-founder of the Hustlers Coffee, or as we like to call it, THC. And we're going to show you why we're going to become the #1 cannabis-infused product in the year 2022. So we locked in a limited partnership with one of the largest Delta 8 manufacturers in America, Indica, which produces the highest quality of Delta 8. If you're like me, then a common experience from caffeine is the caffeine jitters. Sometimes consuming too much coffee will give you the jitters, you start feeling anxiety, and by the end of the day, you crash and you're full of exhaustion. So with that goal in mind, we wanted to solve some issues. So Hustlers Coffee was created to make you feel less anxious without the mind-altering effects you get from THC, and allowing you to be a certified hustler like us and our stock photo guy in the back. Like Rigo, right? So here's how it works. Consumers can visit our website to make a quick purchase or subscribe to receive a fresh bag every single month. So we broke our revenue model down into 3 steps. So the first step is through our partnership with Indica, we'll receive distribution nationwide, allowing us to sell at retail stores. Second is a subscription model to incentivize repeat business, increasing customer lifetime value. And thirdly, we're placing an affiliate model, allowing people to become ambassadors and earn a percentage of sales. So I want you guys to think about this for a second. If we combine the coffee and the marijuana retail industries, it would create an untapped market that only our company could target. Combined, they total $35 billion. Again, $35 billion. How many is there we go?
35 billion.
Absolutely. So next, so according to research, 64% of adults use coffee, 12% of adults use cannabis. That leads to 7.5 million people that use cannabis and drink coffee daily. So the beautiful thing about this is the core team you're looking at is standing right in front of you. We successfully brought multiple products to market for our clients, so we're going to do the same for this company as well, with over 20 years of marketing experience combined.
Drop me out a couple of years.
All right, so now that we have funding for our first product, we're in the process of raising $500,000 through our own website and backed by our business, Evolution Digital Marketing Agency. That money will be used for an edible food truck to do pop-ups, an online platform like Etsy for people to sell their own Delta 8 products, and we'll be managing a co-packing facility, so if any of you want to start your own Delta 8 product, we can co-package it for you. So, again, folks, in conclusion, we're talking about a $35 billion market that's untapped for people who drink coffee and use cannabis. And with Delta 8 trending, there's 7.5 million potential customers to reach. So with our strong partnerships and award-winning marketing team, we're the only ones positioned to take advantage of this opportunity. The only question is, how high can this go? Thank you.
That was cute.
So my first first question is, are you guys a marketing company or a technology company?
That's a good question. Sometimes I feel like we're a little bit of both. So my background is in technology sales and also marketing management. And what we've done is we've actually created our own product because of the fact that we've actually facilitated a product launch with InTheCloud with one of our clients. So InTheCloud loved the way that we brought the product to market, and so now they asked us for a limited partnership to help bring this product to market as well. So we're a marketing company first, but obviously technology plays a part in it.
Has anyone done something similar to this before, a THC-infused coffee product in other markets?
So, I just want to clarify that question. Say it one more time. So, going back to the slide earlier, when you think about THC, across the whole entire country is normally regulated. That's Delta 9. Delta 8 is a less psychoactive form of marijuana, or THC. And so what happens is right now, it has not been regulated at all. In order for that to be regulated, a law would have to be changed, and we all know that would take a long time. And so this is totally a blue ocean right now. There's not someone actually creating coffee right now. And so we feel like this is going to be something that's going to be amazing.
We're out of time for questions. All right, good job. Next up we have Kara from Renaissance Suitcase, followed by Deanna from Self-Made.
Renaissance Suitcase creates and provides educational resources for the well-rounded child. We stand behind two principles. Number one, we believe that all children should be able to read stories that have characters who look like them and live like them. And number two, we take a Renaissance-inspired approach to education. We believe in holistic resources that help develop many different areas of the child. All right. So the problem in the current curriculum market is that the majority of the books available in curriculum are heavily Eurocentric, which essentially means whitewashed. And why does this matter? Well, for me, I have 5 children who are multicultural, multiracial, and multinational. So when I began looking for quality books over the years that featured characters that where my children could see people who looked like them, there was a great lack of resources, and even in the curriculum used very popularly, there was just a heavy concentration of stories from Europe and European origin. These are some of our products. So why me? In addition to having a multicultural, multinational family, I also have a PhD in education and 12 years of experience in teaching. Right now, our first curriculum guide is available in our store, the PDF for $49.99 and the spiral bound for $79.99. Right now, the market for curriculum is over $1 billion a year. The majority of our customer base is in the homeschool market, although I have had classroom teachers also purchase this guide. And it's predicted to grow tremendously. So we've expanded into a lot of platforms. We are currently an approved Amazon seller. We have sold around $1,000 so far. And we have 1,200 active followers on our Instagram. So what we're looking for is to reach more teachers, whether they're homeschool teachers or classroom teachers, and just more customers. Additionally, parents who care about not having to go and read through thousands of books to find out which books are quality that represent the people in their family, but it's already provided here, easy to use, open and go. So for me, although I have all the credentials, it's personal. This grew out of a deep commitment and passion for making sure my children read high-quality books, not the same 3 books that are always recommended about Africa, but books that feature their Nigerian heritage, and also so that they can read the stories of diverse people all around the world, populations all around the world, and learn more about experiences all around the world. Thank you.
So on the content side, is part of your mission to source authors from these communities to create this content, or how does that work?
Yes, as the company grows, the books that we recommend would also provide exposure for the authors. And we are careful to select not European interpretations of cultures, but books written by members of many diverse communities.
How have your current customers found you so far, and what are the channels that you're looking into next?
Primarily Instagram, and then which leads to my website. However, I just became an approved Amazon seller, and then we've also expanded into Etsy, Pinterest, and TikTok.
Thank you so much, Kara. All right, up next, we have Deanne from Self-Made, followed by the supportive team on deck.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, welcome everybody. I'd like to say hello to everybody. My name is Deanne Chance. I am the CEO of a software development company, and we are busy working on an app designed for transgender people. And before I tell you a little bit about this app and what it's going to do and how we're going to make money off it, I'd like to introduce our team a little bit. We think we have something special going here. I'm a software developer by trade. I've been doing about 20 years. I specialize in mobile app development. To my left here, I have Todd, experienced designer, has over 18 years of experience, and we think we have something special going on. We are that techie hipster combination that Mason's talking about. Okay, so let's get into it. There are 2.5 million transgender people in the United States who identified that way, or somewhere on the spectrum. Okay? Yet there is no significant dedicated mobile app for this community. It just doesn't exist. So we built it. Okay? I present to you the Self-Made app, where a transgender person may document their transition stories and share it. And why is this important? A transition is the most important event that can happen to a transgender person. And there's a lot of documentation that goes on. It's everywhere, in the cloud, it's on 3 phones ago, and sometimes it's never even captured. Okay, this app solves that problem by offering a centralized place to document your transition, primarily through photos and videos, and share that story. And people love this idea. We know this because we've talked to people, and in fact, there's 2 other teams that are working on a similar concept. So we feel validating that. But we want to do much, much more. The reason that we build these features is because we want to build community, okay? So our strategy is to build community just as fast as we can. And once we build that community, we're going to monetize it, okay? And the way we're going to monetize it is we're going to introduce services. Chief among those services is going to be the ability to apply for a personal loan right in our app for a transgender surgery. Not only is this a game changer for transgender people, this is a game changer in the personal loan space and in the social networking space. We intend to be interrupters, okay? And we think this is a tremendous opportunity, and we think we're the team poised to do it. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about attraction. Okay, I'm from Chicago. I moved here 3 months ago to Beloit, Wisconsin. I live over there, and I came here with an idea on a piece of paper. And before I knew it, I met Todd, and we ran 1 2-week sprint. The result of that is a complete MVP. Okay, we've shown it to people. People love this. They're asking me, when is this available? That's transgender people. I even have a guy in my building who is not transgender asking me when he can invest in it, okay? So people are excited about that. We are excited about that. And we think we're the team to take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so in conclusion, we think we're the team with the best opportunity, the best vision, the drive, and the talent, the tech talent to get there. We are self-made. I thank you. And if anyone's any questions, we'd be happy to answer them now.
What are the next immediate steps that you have to continue to build traction and build out the app?
Great question. Super question. So the question is, well, how are we going to build out the app? What's our next steps? Okay. Our next steps is we're going to G-Beta. We're going to develop this app. We're going to further the MVP, and we're going to deliver this fall something in the App Store that people can, hold on to and start iterating on that and building that community we're talking about.
So how are you going to go after the whole financial piece? I think that's actually a cool idea. So what's your plan to kind of add that?
Great question. Well, if you look at our finances on our executive summary, we have a plan to do that kind of like later on in phase 4. I think we had a slide for that back here. Okay, so in phase 4, that's where we're going to start doing the loans and the financial piece of it. We're going to be like the rocket mortgage of this type of lending. Okay? Yeah.
Interesting.
Great question. You'd like to know where our revenue stream comes from. Our revenue stream is going to come from the services that we provide to this user base that we are creating. Some examples of that in phase 3 are medical referrals, targeted advertising. When it gets interesting is in phase 4 when we build our own internal services, a loan service, a job board, a dating board. Basically anything anyone wants that we can kind of monetize that. And we can talk about how we'll do that, but that's our general plan. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. All right, great job, team. Next up, we have Dominica from the supported team, followed by Jesse with the well-rooted team. Okay. Perfect.
Excellent. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dominica Doro, and I'm the co-founder of Supported. To put it simply, Supported helps parents and guardians understand and support their children's mental health. When you look at these pictures, what comes to mind? I'm guessing something along the lines of yikes, or glad that's not my kid. Regardless of your particular response, however, I think we can all agree that managing our children's behavior can be extremely frustrating, discouraging, and overwhelming at times. Because parents are so overwhelmed and lack the support and knowledge that they need to better manage their children's big emotions, I decided to create Supported, an app that provides that support and education for parents. Through Supported, parents have access to a variety of tools. Our main feature is what we call quick cards. Quick cards allow parents to input specific behaviors, whether positive, negative, or neutral. Once the behaviors are entered, we offer a variety of activities and resources based on those specific behaviors. Our activities and resources are backed by counseling theories such as cognitive behavioral therapy and solution focused. As a licensed professional counselor myself, I'm able to offer the activities and resources to parents that they typically spend about $600 to $800 a month to get from therapy. In addition to quick cards, we also offer talk-throughs that give parents specific suggestions on how to have conversations with their kids. resources that can be accessed at any time, and a timeline that allows parents to track behavior over time. We also have hopes of expanding our supported community to eventually include counselors, pediatricians, and other mental health and medical professionals. At this time, we plan to offer a free download of the app with limited features with the option to upgrade for $15 per month for full access to all of our features. We also have hopes of eventually adding virtual counseling, workshops, and other resources to add additional revenue as well. According to the CDC, 1 in 6 children ages 2 through 8 years have struggled with a mental, behavioral, or developmental disorder. To be more specific, with about 40 million children between ages 2 through 8, we can anticipate that about 7 million of those children are struggling with mental disorders. With such a significant struggle, about $247 billion is spent per year on childhood mental disorders. Because our app is unique and it provides the bridge between behavioral input and specific activities and resources, we believe that we can not only create positive change, but also generate a very healthy revenue as well. We have a very well-rounded team that consists of myself, a licensed professional counselor, Austin, a mobile and game software developer, and Caleb, a very successful entrepreneur. Since starting supported through gALPHA, we've talked with 100 people approximately, and we have a working prototype, and we have 24 people signed up for early access to our beta that's launching next month. So what if your mornings could go from this to this? At Supported, we believe in creating more peaceful mornings, more enjoyable family time, and positive change that will lead to a stronger, more resilient future generation. Thank you so much.
Between the 3 partners, how many children do you guys have?
So Austin has 2 kiddos. I do not have any kids myself, but plan to in the future, and Caleb does not have any yet, but also plans to. So. That's okay if I said
that. Are there any similar apps in existence?
So there's a lot of parenting apps on the market, but there's nothing that provides, at least in all of the research that we've done a lot, nothing that provides a specific bridge between behavioral input and then specific resources and activities. So what we found is that parents are maybe logging onto these apps, but they're getting so overwhelmed by all of the resources that they can't seem to pinpoint what they need for their child's particular behavior.
And once you're launched next month, congrats, what KPIs will you be tracking to make sure that you're moving forward and getting where you need to go?
So we're hoping to track the number of people that are, of course, logging into the app, the number of behavioral inputs. We also have like a feedback area of the app, so that's going to be very helpful in as we initially launch to see if parents are getting the responses that they need. So yeah.
How are you dealing with like liability issues?
Yes, that's a great question. We've been in the process of working with an attorney right now to kind of iron out some of those situations. But as far as like liability with, I think our main issue is like suicidality and all those things, and with mental health being so significant, making sure that we're kind of filtering, so we would have like keywords that would kind of pop up and provide like suicide resources or things along those lines.
Next we have Jesse with Well Rooted, followed by our last pitch of the night, the Care Starts.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good.
Good. I'm Jessie. I hope you guys have all been able to actively participate in this 90-degree weather the last 2 weeks. It's been like insanely hot, right? Super, super hot. So I'm Jessie again. My company is Well Rooted, and I make vegan food good enough the whole family can enjoy. Right now, Well Rooted, we have 3 products. We have Vegan Baby. I have a 3-layer parfaits, as well as organic, fresh, cold-pressed juice. Well, stemming from the word wellness, right? Stemming from well-being. I created this brand starting from myself, being a mother of 2. I made the executive decision that I was going to implement this into my children's diet, right? So almost 5 years ago, my son was born, and it was time for him to start eating food. And I knew I wasn't going to eat any of the food that was offered on the shelf. I knew there was no way. There was no way. So I started making all this food. I started implementing all these fresh, nutritional packed ingredients in this diet, as well as myself. This became a lifestyle for not only my son, but for me. And this has been something that I've partaken in on a consistent basis. 3 years later, my daughter was born, and I was able to implement this in her diet as well. I made juices, I made smoothies, and a lot of this reason was behind, our daily activities. I love to be active, I love to be outside, and I knew being a mother of two that was going to be our everyday lifestyle, just like, any and everyone in this room. We love to swim, we love to bike, really just partaking in any outdoor adventures. So, Well-Rooted believes in supporting local farmers, purchasing local first, as well as purchasing all organic. The problem right now that a lot of us is suffering from is consuming excessive amount of sugar. Right? The second ingredient in Red Bull is sucrose. It's a chemically made sugar. Right? A lot of us are consuming an excessive amount of processed foods with a longer shelf life, foods that isn't giving us and allowing us to be and live right at our best selves throughout our everyday life. So right now, the consumer can purchase any 3 products of Well-Rooted online. Currently, I'm actively participating in local events, local expos, and local businesses, and I'm striving to hit the local farmers market. With a return of investment of over 50% once I add a subscription-based business model with these 3 products and so on and so forth. The health and food market, we're looking at over $700 billion, right? So that's a substantial increase in that market, right, in the next 5 years. So if I target my audience, right, so let's just use the farmers market for example. The average right now, the Boyd farmers market is at 800 max. 50% of consumers are looking to implement nutritional packed, right, food. So 50% of 800, right, 400 or 450. We're at over 300K in revenue. In the next 5 years, $1.6 billion company. Well-Rooted believes in branding. We believe in the way we look, and not only that, the way it feels. We're looking for anyone that is interested in implementing in their everyday diet, as well as funding to provide the best quality. You can contact me at jessijazz@yahoo.com. And the impact is we're first serving our community, right? Locally first, locally sourced, and locally owned. Again, my name is Jessie, and feel free to email me or have any questions. Thank you.
Are you currently able to deliver your products, or will that be available soon?
Yes, so I'm currently delivering. Right now, online is not an option as far as shipping. So I deliver as well as, partaking in local events.
What's the price point compared to the average organic product on the shelf?
The price point is a little higher. So I have my plastic and glass bottles available. We're at $8 for a 12 ounce and $12 for a 16 ounce. And so it's a little higher, but the quality is great, right? It doesn't have the preservatives and all the added chemicals that makes any food, you know what I'm saying? Now.
We're out of time for questions, sorry. Next we have the last team for the night, John and Kirsto.
Well, while Mason's doing that, thank you everybody for coming. Heard a lot of great ideas out there. Ours is a simple one. And You're going to see the reason. So my name is John Cashmore. I am the original designer of urinal holder. I was working with Roger Crook on another project, and we came to the class here and met Russ. And it's been a good connection because we started talking about different things we can do. CareStow is a simple device that will improve nursing's workflow, and it's going to help the patients. As you can see, we had prototypes in 2 different hospitals, and the feedback has been, where can we buy this? It's just a simple little product. As you can see from the picture, male urinals are an issue. Sitting right there, it's a spill issue. More importantly, when your lunch comes, you probably don't want it. So as it sits on the bedside table, we thought, how can we remove this and make it better for the patient and for nursing? Simple solutions. That's what the product will look like in the final version. But nice and simple. Our goal is to put products in a holder where they belong and the patient can access them. So think Where's Waldo on this picture. This is a modern looking hospital room, and we have 3 care stools in there. First one's on the over the bed table. The second is connected to the bed rail. And the third is really a shout out to our future. It's on the walker. We're looking at developing different products so we can move the urinal holder around to different areas. We believe we can sell the urinal holder, so that would be the holder and our adapter, for about $28 a piece. Our projected cost is under $15, and that's a rough cost right now. We have bids of about $7.50 a piece. We're still working on packaging and also marketing. So our initial market we're looking at is part of the VA. The reason being, I have connections in healthcare, and we have a distributor. That distributor sells to 125,000 beds within the VA. Our secondary market is a state line. It represents about 29,000 beds from Madison down to the Quad Cities over to Chicago. So pretty good market. I know a lot of people there. The team does, so that's really good. And there are 900,000 staffed hospital beds in the country. Our team's made up of Roger Crook. Roger's been in healthcare over 20 years, 6 years plus as a VP of operation. Russ Sari, he's an industrial engineer. He brings our products to life. We draw something on the napkin, and he's running on a 3D printer. And myself, I think I've been in 100 years with supply chain, a lot of connections to distributors and also GPOs. So at this point, we're looking to make connections into hospitals so we can do some more product testing and just get feedback from the end users. In the limited trials, the feedback's been great, but we feel we need to get more feedback and, of course, potential investors. We believe to get this company started will be about $118,000. So CareStow, we're removing the urinal and making it less embarrassing for the patient, but more importantly, we're out to fix infection control issues. And again, I want to point out we have a distributor, small minority vendor out of Naperville, Illinois. Thank you for your attention. Questions, comments are all appreciated.
Are you looking to expand beyond hospitals later on, so home health care or any other markets?
Correct. We're looking at the home health market, nursing facilities, and we're also looking to introduce different products. One of the things Russ designed, the genius is the adapter. We're looking at potentially a purse holder, looking at a waste basket holder. And this gets all up off the floor, easy access to the patient. If I had to guess, based on our studies, we believe the potential market with all the products is about $50 million.
We're out of time.
last pitch of the night. I can't believe how quick 10 pitches went, but I hope you're as excited about these companies as I am. So moving forward, now we have time for the judges to deliberate and determine who's going to be the winner. In the meantime, please help yourself to libations, drinks, as well as food in the back. For those of you joining on Facebook, thank you for coming. We will announce the winners in the comments later. But for everybody here, stick around. We'll be announcing the winners around 5:45 Central Time. So spend 20 minutes or so, hang out, enjoy yourself, and thank you so much for being here. And before you all get up, give yourself a huge round of applause.